Stuck in a car after dark, this is Tell It Someone. First question is from Canadian Atheist. Here I sit enjoying some legal Canadian ganja, and this rabbit keeps on telling me that I should have made that left turn in Albuquerque. How do I get rid of him? Okay, here's the situation. There was this, I think he was the governor of New Mexico, but don't quote me on that, and he was trying to run for higher office. I think it was senator, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, there was this other town in New Mexico, I can't remember the name of that town. Anyway, they voted against him in this race for senator. So what he did, in the spirit of true vengeance, he diverted Route 66 out of that town and into another town. It was a bit of a shortcut, but anyway, that's what happened. So, but because the federal authorities weren't cooperating with the state authorities, there were two signposts, one pointing to Route 66 being that way and one pointing to Route 66 being that way. So people seemed to be stuck on a section of Route 66 where the interstate intersects with itself. So that's the basis of why people needed to take a left turn at Albuquerque, or not take a left turn at Albuquerque, depending on where we wanted to go. Anyway, the rabbit. Okay, the rabbit, it might not look like it, but he's actually in charge. He knows what he's doing. Just go with the flow, okay? Don't be greedy. Don't try to take all the jewels. And if there's a big bull or Hermann Goering or a genie or whatever, let him handle it. Let him handle it. Look, the whole situation will be over in 7.5 minutes, and then a pig will tell you that that's all, and the bunny will come back again next tomorrow in another classic rerun. Yeah. Second question is from Joe Freddy. Please be explaining Andrew Bolt. I can't explain Andrew Bolt. Okay, here's the thing about Andrew Bolt. Yes, he sounds like he's South African, but he's actually from Adelaide. And Adelaide plus bigotry equals South Africa, apparently. Anyway, he works for Rupert Murdoch, and because he writes for Rupert Murdoch, he has to, it's basically policy to say stupid things in a stupid manner and get old people very angry. So, if your old person is very angry and you're in Australia, you can blame Andrew Bolt. If your old person is angry and you're not in Australia, you can blame Rupert Murdoch in many other ways. He owns a lot of media. Next question is from Jonathan Stern. How do you deal with the world the way it is? I try not to do that, really. Except the problem is then I'd have to deal with the way the world isn't, and that means reading Murdoch press, and I really don't want to do that either. Next question is from Robert Bow. Throughout the history of philosophy, the debate about destiny has been argued by all the greats. Even in modern times, those who have dedicated their lives to the study and understanding of the natural world can only speculate if everything operates in the deterministic laws of nature, or if the weirdness of the quantum mechanics makes the future unpredictable. What is the truth about fair? You got to pay it, or else you get fined. And then you've got to tap your card. In Melbourne, you've got to tap your card. In other places, you might have to slide it through the reader thing or something. But if you don't pay your fare, you get thrown off the tram and get fined or something. But I don't really know, because I drive now, and I don't have to pay the fare. I just have to pay for fuel and insurance. And I'm going to have to buy new tyres at some point. It's more expensive. Try just paying the fare. Next question is from Robert Bow. Boris, no. No, that's all. No, that's all him riffing off what Boris Johnson looks like. So I'll just leave that there and not read it out because it'll be read out anyway by you during the last bit. You know what I mean? Bob in asks, can you Naruto run? Are you going to Area 51 on September 20th? And have you met very many other outer space aliens? Can you walk like an Egyptian? Well, I can't Naruto one because that would involve sticking my hands behind me, and I can't do that because there's a car seat there, and I wouldn't be able to grab the steering wheel. So and Naruto driving would be pretty much. See, I'd have to put my there, and I wouldn't have my hand on the wheel. And this isn't a Tesla, and it doesn't drive itself. So no, I can't Naruto one. And are there outer space aliens? I don't know. I haven't been to outer space, so they would have to come here to not outer space, but they wouldn't be outer space aliens. They'd be like Australians. So I couldn't do that either. So I don't have an answer for you in that part of the question. Okay, and walking like an Egyptian, well, it's just they wear robes, don't they? Some Egyptians wear robes, I think. So if I was wearing a robe or something, I mean, ancient Egyptians wore robes. I think they might wear pants. I don't know. I haven't been to Egypt, so I don't know. But if they wear pants, then I'd be able to walk like an Egyptian. And if they don't wear pants, then I'd still be able to walk like an Egyptian if I had some sort of robe on. So yes, I can. Probably. Depending on clothes. Last question of the day goes to Ken Lee. In Australia during earthquakes, do you stand on your head to avoid falling objects? Well, of course, with earthquakes, gravity goes the same way in Australia as everywhere else, and that is sort of downish. Which leads to this other. Well, I mean, we are on the other side of the planet to other people, but I don't know which other people. I mean, because there's a planet in between, so I can't see through the planet, see what other people are on the other side. But that leads to a question that I forgot to answer from before, from the Angry Australian. Which side of Australia are you on, the correct side or one of the eastern places I've heard of? You don't have a Western Australian accent. We don't have much of a twang. Cheers for answering my last question. Okay, so I'm on the top, on the surface of Australia, not underneath Australia. I mean, you can't see the sky right now, but it's there. This is the ceiling of the car, so that's not the sky, but there's a sky up there somewhere. I'm not like lying or anything. So what happens is that I'm on top of the surface of Australia, and I don't know whether anybody's on the other side of the continent, on the bottom of the continent, but I'm on one of the in one of the cities on the eastern part of Australia, on the surface, not one of those underground cities like that place where the opals come from. Because that one's not on the surface. That's all underground. Coober Pedy. That place. That part of Australia is a bit underground. It's not on the surface. But this part is. I don't know why I had to classify just Coober Pedy and everywhere else in Australia. But that's how the question was worded, so I had to read it back as the way it was worded in a confusing manner, because that's what I do. I answer these questions on this iPad, often in a confusing or informative manner, and I can't tell you which is going to be which because I'm not sure myself. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then, oh lordy, please ask me a question. Or you can answer this dovetail question. There it is, that's the dovetail question. Of course, you could try doing both, asking me a question and then also answering this dovetail question repeatedly if need be. And then, telling your friends and relatives to watch this video if you think they want to watch this video for some reason. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign-off. Seems to be stuck on the section of Route 66 where the interstate intersects with itself. What's so hard about that?